Welcome to Style Me Over. Enjoy this video, a gift from me to you. Enjoy.
Today we're going to talk about the bitch in your head. The what? The bitch. You know her very well. She's like your best friend, whether you like it or not. Let me put it simpler. She is the inner critic, that negative self-talk that is carrying you around every day. You know which one she is. The one that when you get up in the morning that says, you should have got up earlier. You should have brushed your teeth before you went to bed. I really should have done sit-ups. I should have taken the dog for a walk. And that's all before you even open your eyes. She's also there when you go into the bathroom and she says, when was the last time you plucked your eyebrows and waxed your moustache? She's also there when you come out of the shower and you get a glimpse and say, holy moly, I'm getting fat. And don't lie, because we all have that inner bitch in our head. I want to talk about her today and how you can help conquer her and quieten down the noise and ultimately tell her to take a hike. So where does the bitch in the head originate from? Well, let's go way back to when you were a little girl. Let's talk about your inner child. What is that? An inner child is your inner self. It's that little girl, that little person that had either teachers or parents or siblings or someone say to them they weren't good enough. I will tell you a little story about my inner child. I remember when I was younger being told I was too loud, that I should have been a boy because I was rough like a boy. And so I carried that into my teens and my early 20s, thinking that I was too masculine, that I needed to pipe down. And let's talk about your teenage years. You know, your inner child is also your teen. I had to make friends with my inner child because when I was a teen, I was told that I was too big, too curvy, my legs were a bit pudgy, and I did not show my knees or anything above my knee for at least 20 years. It's really only been the last 10 years, ironically, through my motherhood journey, that I've really embraced my body. What I would love to empower you with is to think about when you look back at those photos from 5, 10, 20 years ago and you go, gosh, I look good. What I would do for those legs again. And then you stop and think, but my bitch in the head told me I was fat back then and unattractive, yet now you wish you still had those legs and it looks like that. So imagine your future self looking back at your now. She would want the body and the mindset that you've got now. So here's what we're going to do. Get a piece of paper and pen out, or maybe you're a tech chick, get your phone out, open up your notes. I would like to encourage you for the next 7 days to be really mindful of the sort of conversations that your bitch in the head is having with you. Things like, you're not good enough, you're too loud, maybe you should have spoken up, you've got cankles, your arms are too big, you really need to hide those. You really need to start working out. Was I too loud? Am I not enough? All those conversations where you're questioning yourself, I really encourage you to write them down for the next 7 days, because what I'd love for you to do is do some self-reflection and see how mean you are to yourself. Think about it. Would you ever speak to your children like that? Your own child? Would you say, darling, you're a little bit overweight. I think you need to cut back on the chocolate pudding. Would you say to your child, you're way too loud? No one is going to accept you if you talk like that. You wouldn't. So why do you say that to yourself? Would you talk to your best friend like that? Would you say to her, you really shouldn't be wearing that colour because it really emphasises your bulge? And if I was you, I would be sizing up because you're a fat bitch. No, you wouldn't say that. So why are you saying that to yourself? Are you getting my drift? The inner bitch in the head is the mean girl. And you need to drown her voice out by replacing her with positive self-talk. So the first thing you're going to do is acknowledge that you have a bitch in the head, because even if you think you don't, you do. Maybe your bitch in the head just told me that I'm being a massive bitch. Maybe you think that I'm actually not making any sense and you start judging me. That's also a bitch in the head. So I encourage you to really stop and think and go, where is this coming from? Write it all down. And then after 7 days, I really want you to reflect. What that will do, it will actually start to show you a pattern. You'll start to see, is there self-worth issues? Is it lack of body acceptance? Is it lack of belonging? There will be some sort of pattern based on what you're saying to yourself. Now, why is this important in a style and confidence program? I'll tell you why. Because looking good is not what stylish is all about. Looking good and following trends is just plain dress ups. It's just something you put on to go out, come back, and then you're back with yourself. So I love to start my program by working on the inside out, because when we're really mindful of how we talk to ourselves just day to day, how we judge ourselves in the mirror, we really start to get a sense of who we are, and then we can start to build upon that. Dressing and looking good is the last thing that I teach in this program. So the next thing I want to do to help you with your bitch in your head, besides keeping note and being accountable for her over the next 7 days, is we're going to then reprogram your self-talk. How do we do that? Well, we do what's called affirmations. Now, you may have heard them. They get thrown around a lot these days, mantras and affirmations. They're not witchy woo-woo. They're super powerful. And I'm a massive believer of what you say and what you put out to the universe, it comes back tenfold, both good and also bad. The next exercise in the bitch in the head session is positive affirmations and mirror work. This can be a little bit scary for a lot of ladies because you need to take a long, deep look at yourself in the mirror, eye to eye. Are you ready? Grab your favorite color post-it notes. I've gone neon yellow because that makes me happy. And it also goes really well with hot pink, and I love hot pink, just in case you haven't noticed. So grab your favorite color, grab a texter, and we're going to write the opposite of what the bitch in the head says to you. Let's give you an example, just in case you're sitting there going, I don't know what she's talking about. And often that will happen because it's so overwhelming because you're about to break through something, okay? When things get a little bit hard, we just freeze. We just go, don't want to know, don't know how to do it, I'm just going to freeze. So let me give you a little example. So by now, you would have written down all the self-reflection for the week, all the things that that nasty bitch has said to you about anything. Doesn't necessarily need to be about body and style. I just wanted you to observe her. We're now going to flip that on its head. Let's just, for argument's sake, let's just use the body shape and body acceptance topic, okay? If you were to say to yourself, I hate my body, I've got fat arms, I've got upper size, I'm so ashamed, I don't want to have sex now, I want to hide my body, what are people thinking? Damn hormones. It's always nice to blame something or somebody, isn't it? Or if that sounds familiar, okay, that is about your body acceptance. So one thing you could do to flip that on its head is write an affirmation that you're then going to pop on a mirror. It might be in your bathroom, it may be in the car, your revision mirror, maybe in your walk-in wardrobe. I'll let you decide on that. Let's write an affirmation to counteract that body acceptance bitch in the head comments.
Aren't you tired of the drama? You use your words like they are knives. I don't need that type of drama and trying to be tough all the damn time. You try to make yourself feel better by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong, I'm ready for the rematch. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't nothing stopping me. I'm bulletproof, I won't fall. I'm bulletproof, go on and shoot me down. I will always get up again. You're looking at me so cold. Get over yourself, are you for real? Why are you looking at me so cold? One's love is now we're enemies. You try to make yourself feel better by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong, I'm ready for the rematch.
Often I get told by women that I've styled over the years, oh, my arms, I hate my arms. Okay, we're starting a hashtag here. It's called hashtag love your arms. Because guess what? No one actually ever cares about your arms. I've never witnessed anyone walk around going, how's her arms going today? I've never looked at anyone's arms. I don't even look at someone's ass. I don't go, oh, is her butt as big as mine? that bitch in the head is making you dress in a way that is not flattering for you because she wants to hide you, okay? So if arms is an issue for you, or if it's your sexy ass, whatever it is, you can apply this affirmation. I love my arms, sex and sexy curves. Or you could replace it with, I love my boobs. Like some chicks hate their big bust, okay? When you're small busted like me, you're like, give me some boobs, yeah? The next thing I would encourage is another affirmation like, the only constant thing is change. That is the only constant thing in our life. So why wouldn't we as humans and our bodies not change? So it's an acceptance. You could put something like, my body is ever changing, as am I. I am grateful for my body. I love my body. And this might be a hard pill to swallow because you're like, I love my body. I love my body. No, I don't. She's skinny and I got no boobs and I love my body. Melina said to sell my body. But look at the cellulite and look at the wrinkles and look at the stretch marks. Your mind does not know the difference between fictional and reality. It only knows what you tell it. So if you keep telling yourself that you are ugly and fat or too skinny and too masculine or not good enough, then guess what? That's exactly what you're going to become, both physically and spiritually. Now come with me. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these Post-it notes. So we're going to come over here. This is just an example. I personally love using a full-length mirror to use the affirmation Post-it notes, but you could also use these in your bathroom. Okay, so you could do something like this where you stick them across the top. And when I used to have a boutique, I actually had a big affirmation across the top of my boutique mirror. So when the women that were looking in the mirror would try on the garments, they would of course read it and say to themselves that I am beautiful, I deserve this, I accept my body, and I wanted to start that mirror work in my boutique. So you can do this at home. So these are just some examples, of course. And then every morning when you get up and you go to get dressed, you can't help but look. And you are going to say whatever your affirmations are. I mean, you could go all the way down if you want to, but don't get a little bit too excited, okay, because it won't sink in. Start with at least 3 or 4 based on your self-reflection and what that bitch in the head puts you down for the most, okay? Then once you're like, yeah, I love my body, and you start to realize that the energy shifts with that, then you can start to be aware of, okay, what's the bitch in the head telling me now? Okay, would I say that to my friend? Would I say that to my child? No, okay, let's put some new affirmations up, okay? But for now, going on the example of the body acceptance, you would stand there and you would say, the only constant thing is change. And you'd say it to yourself in the mirror. My body is ever changing, as am I. And you say it with such conviction, like it's for real, because it will become real. I love my body. I am grateful for my body. Now, don't think that I look in the mirror and go, I am the shit, because I'm a human being too. And that bitch in the head likes to test me sometimes. She's like, let's see if you practice what you preach, girlfriend. And I'm currently going through a bit of a blowout. Let me tell you, hormones are kicking in. I've got high estrogen, and well, I've just put on 8 kilos without even changing anything. And so I keep telling myself and practicing what I preach and saying, Melina, just like I say to you ladies, you've got 2 things you can do about your body. You can either accept her the way she is and just own it, or do something about it. I'm not ready to just sit in that yet, so I'm doing something about it. I've seen a naturopath, I'm exercising every day, and I'm doing something about it until I can't. Okay, now these examples are just purely for body acceptance examples, but you can apply this technique to anything that keeps slamming you in the head to either make you feel like you're not good enough, like you don't belong, that you don't fit in, that you're not pretty enough, that you're not cool enough, that you know, anything. I get bad luck all the time. Whatever she's saying, flip it on her head. You tell her who the boss is.
I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to know what you got out of it. Let me know below, and be sure to subscribe to be the first to know when our next videos drop here at Style Me Over.